Something that's come up a couple of times talking to companies that are trying to make the transition between hand-coded, you know, professionally engineered software development and essentially vibe-coded Claude Code. 100% of the code is generated by Claude Code development. Um, and it's like we're in this weird, what's come up is that we're in this weird spot in between let her rip, like just point the thing at the requirements, point it at Jira and go, and needing to look at the code or at least do something besides letting her rip. And I think, so our CTO named Johnny, I think had a really good point about this. Once code exists, once you let her rip and Cloud Code writes code, you can't really take it back. There's not going to be anyone that's like, well, let's go through this with a fine-tooth comb and get rid of anything extra that shouldn't be there. They're going to essentially accept all of the stuff that was generated. And so maybe it's better to do things in small increments. But the other side of the coin is, even before AI, developers weren't that great at reviewing each other's code. Code reviews were a thing that were required. And I think there's been more looks good to me code reviews than any other type of code review. And that's when the developer just is like, yeah, I didn't read every line here. I didn't carefully consider all of the logic, but you're smart and you generally don't make too many bugs, so it looks good to me. I'm busy on other stuff. And I don't like code reviews. We have to do code reviews and I would prefer not to. Well, that same attitude is going into reviewing the code created by Claude Code. So you really have to assume that even if you have a human reviewed code requirement on your team, that the amount of actual effort and thought that goes into each line of code review is not going to be that big. So your code, if you use Claude Code at all, is mostly just created by Claude Code and not read very much by humans, no matter what you'd like to think. So yeah, I think that the answer is taking small steps with engineering guidance and doing test-driven development and all the other sort of harness stuff that other videos talk about. But it's really those small pieces, those, no, don't do this whole feature, don't make 20 new files, just do this little piece and let me test it, let me see it. One last quick point I want to make about this. I don't want to gatekeep software development. Like product managers are like, wow, I can make real code now. But at the same time, I want to be careful of something. We were talking to a product manager yesterday that wanted to essentially just vibe code up a whole app and hand it over to the dev team and have them fix it. And that is exactly the wrong approach. That is exactly the thing that is going to create a bunch of extra code that's going to be hard to find, hard to identify, hard to clean up. I think that the relationship between the product managers and the developers should be about clickable prototypes, but the developers should have the power, the authority, and the expectation that whatever code product managers generate, at least for now still, until we get Mythos, is going to be throwaway. They can just really start over.